Go to Europe in off-season, they said. It's cheaper and less crowded, they said. This is Don't Look Now. Katharine Hepburn, where are you?
I know, it's really funny. I was going to save this for later, but there's the two. When I think of Venice, I think of two movies, and they're polar opposites.
Polar opposites.
This and Summertime.
Yeah.
Summertime is so good.
Oh, it's so good. But this is so good.
Yeah, in a completely different way.
Duality of man.
You've been to Venice, right?
Yeah.
Best place ever.
It's amazing.
I think my favorite city I've ever been to. It's funny because there's the stereotype. It's such a, I almost went in expecting to hate it because it's such a cliche, like, oh, Venice and the gondolas. And I was like, here we go. I was so enchanted by this place. Just the fact that there's no roads. It's all waterways.
No cars. Like, incredible.
No cars.
Also, the whole, the whole city smells like Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, it kind of does. What's funny is everyone says Venice smells horrible. That was not the case. I also went in October, so maybe if you go in the middle of summer, it smells horrible.
To be honest, I don't quite remember. I just remember it smelling like Pirates of the Caribbean, the ride.
Which is a great thing.
Which is kind of a bad smell, but
I love that smell. It just smells like boramine and slightly damp, maybe a little bit of mildew. I don't know. Also, it smells like that fog that they pump into it.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome to Seen and Heard.
Hey.
This is the podcast all about the sight and sound greatest films of all time list. I'm Greg.
I'm Jackie.
We're starting our month of horror. It's a very unofficial thing, but we decided this year to do a month of horror films in October. So we're pulling films from the top 250 sight and sound list, and we're pulling them forward so that we could do them this month. So we have a nice month of concentrated horror films. Because who doesn't want to watch horror films in October?
Yeah. But it's so weird, like watching this movie. Yes, it's a horror film, but it didn't feel Halloween-y at all.
Well, I think I think a Halloween-y horror movie is a very specific thing.
Yes.
And yeah, a lot of horror movies don't feel Halloween-y.
But even, yeah, you're right. But this is number 114 on the list, so...
Say it, not far away from the 100.
Yeah, you're right. It's actually right before Nashville.
Whoa.
Yeah, which got bumped from the top 100, which I think is criminal.
Yeah, that's scandalous.
Yeah, this is Don't Look Now.
Don't Look Now, our first Nicolas Roeg on the pod.
Mm-hmm.
But Jackie, before we get into this week's film, I was going to ask you what you've been watching, but just as a note that on our Patreon, we released a kind of extended discussion we had on the new Paul Thomas Anderson movie, One Battle After Another. So if you want to hear our extended thoughts on that movie, go check out our Patreon. But have you seen anything else in the last week that wasn't One Battle After Another?
Yeah, I rewatched Autumn Sonata.
Oh.
We're both just like, ugh. It's so good.
Yeah.
Because, it's October and I wanted fall vibes. And what better fall vibes than the mother-daughter duo of Liv Ullmann and Ingrid Bergman in an Ingmar Bergman production of Autumn Sonata.
Oh.
It's perfect. It's such a good movie.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed. And then I watched Blowout.
For the first time?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, and I like Blow Up so much more.
Well, they're so different.
But everyone sold it to me as like, this is the American remake of Blow Up. And I'm like, no, it's not. It has nothing to do with Blow Up.
It just takes the very general premise.
Yeah, I liked it though. It was good. It was fun.
Your voice pitched up a little bit.
I know. I don't love it. I thought it was good.
I'm not judging you.
Certain sequences were very impressive.
Certain sequences.
Yes. What have you been watching?
I've just been getting in the spirit with some horror movies. I saw the movie Silver Bullet for the first time, which is like a Stephen King adaptation from the 80s, which was quaint and fun. I saw Night of the Creeps for the first time. Again, another 80s kind of goofy B-movie, horror movie thing. And then I saw, randomly, Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master, which I hadn't seen in a long time, and I remember really defending it. And then I watched it this time. I was like, actually, it's not that great. For me, it's really like Nightmare 1, 2, 3, 6. maybe 7. Anyway, I know your favorite, so it's like around the 4 or 5 range.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you seen any of those?
No.
I feel like you should watch the first one. Because it's like, it's so much more than your kind of standard slasher because it gets into dreams. Because he kills you in your dreams. So there's these surreal sequences where he kind of taps into your nightmares and stuff.
That's scary.
But you're not going to be traumatized watching it. You'll be fine.
Not.
But yeah, that's me. Again, to save our thoughts on one battle after another for Patreon. But yeah, that's me. But without any further ado, should we get into this week's film?
Yeah.
From 1973, this is Nicolas Roeg's Don't Look Now.
Don't Look Now was released in 1973. It was directed by Nicolas Roeg, written by Alan Scott and Chris Bryant, based on the short story by Daphne du Maurier. Cinematography by Anthony B. Richmond, and music by Pino Donaggio.
Speaking of Blowout.
He also did Blowout, huh? Grieving the accidental death of their daughter, Christine, John and Laura Baxter travel from England to Venice, where John is restoring an ancient church. There, they meet 2 elderly sisters, Heather and Wendy, in a restaurant. Heather is blind and claims to be a clairvoyant. She tells Laura she saw Christine sitting between her and John at the table. Laura is comforted by the knowledge that Christine is happy and that her spirit lives on, but John discourages her from seeing the sisters again. Meanwhile, John catches glimpses of a figure in a red coat similar to the one Christine was wearing when she drowned. Despite John's doubts, Laura attends a seance where Heather tells Laura that John's life is in danger and he should leave Venice. John dismisses her fears. Meanwhile, a series of killings takes place in the city. The Baxter's son, Johnny, is injured in an accident at his boarding school in England. Laura leaves Venice, but John stays to complete the restoration. He nearly falls to his death after a piece of scaffolding gives out in the church. Shortly afterward, he sees Laura on the Grand Canal in what appears to be a funeral procession accompanied by the sisters. Worried about the serial killer on the loose, John goes to the police to report the sisters and declare his wife missing. He calls Johnny's boarding school only to find that Laura is there and returning to Venice that night. Confused, he returns to the police to find Heather being held for questioning. He reports Laura is fine and offers to take Heather to her hotel. Heather falls into a trance as John leaves. He once again sees the figure in red and pursues it. Heather begs Wendy to call John back, but she can't catch up with him. John corners the figure in red, which turns out to be a little person, the serial killer. She stabs John in the neck, and images of Laura in the funeral procession flash, signifying that John foresaw his own funeral. The film stars Donald Sutherland as John Baxter, Julie Christie as Laura, and Hilary Mason as Heather. This was Nicolas Roeg's 3rd film. He started his career as a cinematographer. Some of his camera work includes Roger Corman's Mask of the Red Death, which we have an
episode on.
Mm-hmm. Francois Truffaut's Fahrenheit 451, and John Schlesinger's Far from the Madding Crowd. The latter 2 films also star Julie Christie.
Mm-hmm.
The writers of this film, Alan Scott and Chris Bryant, approached Nicolas Roeg with the script. And funnily enough, Alan Scott was actually a Scottish whiskey executive, and he used the pen name Alan Scott, but he was really a whiskey executive who worked at Glenlivet, which is funny.
Wow.
He would go on to collaborate with Nicolas Roeg in 5 films, including The Witches.
Great movie.
Now, that's a Halloween horror movie.
It is, yeah.
It's not horror, but like,
it kind of is a horror. It's like
a Halloween
It's a family
movie.
Horror movie.
Yeah. The opening scene of Christine's drowning at the Baxter's house was shot at actor David Tree's house in Hertfordshire, England. David Tree plays the headmaster in this.
Oh, okay.
And apparently this was his last film. Real-life married couple Natalie Wood and Robert Wagner were first considered for the roles, but Nicolas Roeg wanted to work with Julie Christie again. In the book, Christine dies from meningitis, so no drowning at all. Or I guess the short story, not book. But when it came time to shoot the drowning scene, the actress who was playing Christine, her name was Sharon Williams, she freaked out when she had to be submerged in the pond. And there was this big, delay in the shooting. And there was a farmer nearby who said, like, hey, my daughter's a really good swimmer. Like, she can do it. Bring in that girl. That girl also freaked out. So then they ended up shooting the drowning scene in a tank using three different actresses, because apparently all of the little girls who tried it were like really scared. The church that John is restoring is called San Nicolo, and it is like actually St. Nicholas Church, which is funny considering one battle after another. I just remembered that.
Yeah.
But the Italian producers said that basically they told Nicolas Roeg, we are going to have to construct a church. Like, you're going to have to find a warehouse and build a church. And then while walking around in Venice, they found this church that was already being reconstructed. It already had scaffolding up. And so they found it, like by chance, really. The moment where John almost falls to his death, originally a stunt double was going to do it, but there was some issue with the insurance, and he said no. So Donald Sutherland said that he would just do it. He learned later that the wire that was used to secure him was not secure at all. Like, it wasn't the proper wire, and he could have like very easily died doing that stunt.
You know what's funny is I noticed in a couple shots of him hanging that it looked like a stunt double.
It wasn't.
Wow, okay.
But it's just interesting that both of the like scary stunts had like issues
real
around
life.
them. Yeah.
You couldn't do either of those now.
No.
They would use green screens or CG entirely.
Really? You think?
Yeah, they wouldn't drown a kid like that. Like,
but if it's in a tank, I don't know. Let's talk about the sex scene. So this is perhaps what this film is most famous for. It was actually a last-minute addition. Nicolas Roeg didn't want it to seem like all John and Laura did was fight. He thought they needed a scene like that. He only ended up cutting 9 frames to get it past the censors. But it did pass with an R rating in the US and an X rating in Britain. But the British censors were basically like, oh no, like this is vital to the story. Like you have to keep it in. But they just gave them an X rating.
Well, it's funny too, because X back then was not like Clockwork Orange and Midnight Cowboy were X.
Yeah.
It's like not porn.
And apparently all he had to do was like cut the humping. But honestly, I was rewatching it today. Like they hump.
Yeah.
So I don't understand. In Ireland, the scene was cut out completely. There have always been rumors that it was an unstimulated sex scene, but Donald Sutherland always confirmed, like time and again, that it wasn't, that it was completely staged. And then there was a producer that came behind him and said, like, yes, this is true. It was not unstimulated.
Unsimulated?
Unsimulated, yes, sorry. And but there was some executive who came forward years later in a book and said he was there and he saw that it was actual real sex. Like he's like, I saw Donald Sutherland's penis go in. And
so at the time, Julie Christie was with Warren Beatty.
That was my next point.
Okay, yeah.
And apparently he came to set to demand it be cut. But this is all hearsay.
Yeah.
I believe Donald Sutherland. I would trust Donald Sutherland with my life.
Why?
Because he is Mr. Bennett from Pride and Prejudice.
Oh.
Among other things. Clute. He's my all-around good guy.
He's one of the classic, iconic, like, 70s
I love
actors.
him. I love him.
Yes.
Rest in peace. We just lost him.
A couple of years ago, yeah.
When it was released in England, this film was a double bill with The Wicker Man. The Wicker Man was the B movie.
Oh, holy shit.
Yeah.
That's a nice double feature.
And it was well received when it came out, but the praise has only grown. The different titles it was released under is pretty crazy. In Italy, this was the Italian title, translated. In Venice, ... a shocking red December. And then in German, this one's good. When the gondolas wear grief.
Oh, I love it.
apparently Daphne du Maurier was very pleased with the film, and she wrote Nicolas Roeg to congratulate him and said that she was really happy with the way that he depicted John and Laura.
Great.
In particular. And then, this film has been very influential. Some of the ones that popped out, Danny Boyle has said that this is like so important to him, this movie. Lars von Trier's Antichrist. Casino Royale has that one scene where there's this red woman in a red dress in Venice, that he's chasing around.
That's right.
And then apparently in Bruges, like Martin McDonagh has said that this movie was super important to In Bruges.
Oh, okay. I can see it.
Yeah, I can see it too. But that's it. Those are my specs.
Cool. Well, we had both seen this before, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many times? You saw this once before?
Mm-hmm. At the Egyptian.
Oh, you saw it on the big screen.
It was sick. It was a few years ago, and I went with my friend Julie, and I was scared because it was a horror movie, like it was advertised. I don't even remember how it came up. Did she hit me up, or did I want to go? I don't remember. But for some reason, like I knew I had to see this movie on the big screen. But I was a little worried because it was, sold as this horror movie. But she was like, it's okay. There's only one jump cut at the very end. And I was like, okay. So like just the anticipation of me in that theater watching and waiting for that jump cut and for the person in red to turn around. It was so good. It was so, so good. So great experience. I was just totally into it, like from start to finish. And I saw it in like really good conditions, obviously. But I love it. Like on this time around, I still loved it. I love how, even though it's like scattered and chaotic and disorienting in its edit, it's a pretty straightforward story. Like there's nothing crazy or confusing going on here, even though it is like it's meant to disorient you. And the randomness of the ending is just so good to me. Like the fact that there are supernatural elements here, but the one thing that John did think was actually supernatural wasn't. Like I love that, and I always love that, and the irony of his character of just like someone who doesn't believe but actually has the sight, and then when he is drawn in, it's something completely random that kills him. Like it's not even anything supernatural. I loved that. I love that it's Venice and off season. I think that's really special because it's just something we don't see, and it's something like it's just playing with this beloved city so well. And I love how everyone in this is just like a little bit off. Like everyone is just weird. Even the bishop, like he's a weirdo, even though it doesn't really come to anything. The police officer, weirdo. Like, why are
he's
they
like cracking
all,
jokes?
They're all so odd, and I love it. The headmaster that calls them, so weird.
Like he can't even get through the conversation.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
Everyone is like mumbling. I love it. And then of course, the sex scene is just so great. It's everything, like you hear about the sex scene and you're like, what the hell is this going to be? And it's great. It's wonderful. It's one of the best ever, I think.
Yeah.
But those are my initial thoughts.
Beautiful. Mine is a little bit more complicated. So like, I don't think first of all, I'm just happy that we have a chance on the show to discuss Nicolas Roeg because it's the first movie of his we've done outside of him shooting Mask of the Red Death. But like, I had trouble with him for a long time. I remember seeing The Man Who Fell to Earth when I was younger because David Bowie was in it and not connecting with it. And then I think I saw Walkabout and I didn't connect with that. And then I think I saw this and I didn't connect. The first time I saw this, I remember thinking like, oh, this seems 100% like my kind of movie. And then I watched it and it kind of fell flat. And I don't quite know why. I almost think it's like the post-synced sound, like the dialogue.
Yeah.
Especially in the scene like when Donald Sutherland is hanging from the scaffolding. He's like, oh, oh. And I was like, what the fuck? But like, so the first time I saw it, probably over 10 years ago. And I didn't really appreciate it. I was like, I want to love this movie, but I just like can't get in. And so for a long time with Nicolas Roeg, it's like I admired him, but I couldn't get into any of his films. And then I want to say 6-7 years ago, I watched his first movie that he actually co-directed called Performance that has Mick Jagger in it and the great James Fox, I think it is. But like I saw that and that one clicked and I was like, okay, hold on. Like I get it. This movie works for me. I love his whole because Nicolas Roeg is such a sort of singular filmmaker. Like his editing, I mean, the way that some artists use a paintbrush, Nicolas Roeg uses cuts and edits.
Yeah.
And like, it's truly, they say that about a lot of people. I think Nicolas Roeg is one of the greatest sort of like directors who uses sort of fragmented editing in a really great way. Because I think too, a lot of Nicolas Roeg's films are designed to be watched multiple times, almost like an Altman movie. Whereas when you first see them, you don't always get the whole picture. And so when I finally did, when Performance clicked with me, I went back to all of his other movies that I saw before and didn't like. And then suddenly I loved them. I go back to The Man Who Fell to Earth. I was like, oh, this is incredible. I go back to this. So yeah, it's incredible. And it's only gotten better each time I've seen this movie. And I love it now. I was lukewarm the first time. But yeah, I mean, it's everything you'd kind of want from a movie, especially a horror film, in quotes, from this era where it's so rich thematically. The characters are rich. You have two amazing actors giving these like really honest performances, this literally naked performances. The way too it captures intimacy between them, like when they're taking, like he gets out of the shower, she's in the bath, and they're just kind of naked. He's like standing on the scale, and like he's like pulling his love handles. Like there's just this great sort of like intimacy between them, and the sex scene certainly helps. And it is this great like, never once when you're watching that sex scene are you like, oh, I'm supposed to be like turned on right now. It's just like you're just watching two people that are like having this moment together.
It's really beautiful.
It's really beautiful because so much of there's a grief in this movie. But I do love that the movie, like when their daughter dies, you immediately cut forward to them in Venice. Like you don't wallow with them.
Yeah.
But you know they've been through this thing.
Yeah. And when you see them having sex, like I think that's the first time they've had sex.
It kind of feels that way,
died,
huh?
For sure.
But yeah, I just think this is it's a masterpiece. I'm happy that it's so high on the new list, even if it didn't quite crack the top 100. But I think too, it's one of those movies you can just watch over and over. And I think about this movie so much, you know, it's one of those movies that stays with you, and you see something that reminds you of it. You're like, oh, it's like, Don't Look Now.
Yeah. I guess we have to start at the way that the film is constructed, because like it opens, right? And there's the pond in the rain and the title comes up. And then it cuts to something that I didn't know what it was, like that slatted kind of wall. Didn't realize what that was until I did all this research, and then I went back and watched it, and that is the window of the hotel, and you can even hear him whistling. Or humming. We see that scene later. It's when he's sitting at his desk, and he's naked, actually. It's when the maid walks in and he's humming and he's working. So but it's all related, because the movie, like, it's a movie about second sight and clairvoyance. And at least plot-wise, that's what it's about.
Yeah.
And the fact that Nicolas Roeg is using film grammar to give us that in every single cut. Yes. Why does it jump to right after the pond? Why does it jump to their hotel room? And you don't even realize it's doing it until you go back and rewatch. Because, like, you're not even just seeing what's gonna be, but it's this hyper awareness that runs through it, that like what is, what will be, and what has been are just all constantly being intercut together.
They're existing in the same space.
Because it's a movie about clairvoyance and like seeing the future and everything. So it's like, I don't know, it's just amazing. Like the way that he uses that tool to make this thriller through that is it's genius.
Yes.
Like it really is genius.
Yeah.
And it's like an extremely necessary use of the medium. Like, it's like, this is the way to adapt this story into a film. There's like an urgency. There's like this had to be a film. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it starts like the drowning scene, like the opening. Immediately, like the Red Hood is in the slide, and then it's the Red Hood outside. And then like, first of all, even before that, just setting up that scene with the white horse running through their beautiful British country home.
Yeah.
Beautiful. But then, you know, it's just that intercutting starts immediately. And it's like the glass spills, the ball falls, the whole push and pull of that scene of what's going on inside and what's going on outside, and the silence, like the fact that there's no music. Again, just a perfect way to construct a thriller. And like the bleeding image, and then he immediately knows.
Yeah.
And it's like they're setting up this supernatural ability that he has. But it also like could have been intuition, you know? It's just amazing. And then like the slide bleeding more and the music starts and then it cuts right to the like him lifting her up. And it's just
in slow motion.
Incredible.
Like there's not a lot of slow motion in this movie, but the couple times it's used, it's really effective.
Yeah. Also, it's when Laura falls off the table. Like,
yes.
That
and interesting things like when she falls off the table, there's this great close up of just Donald Sutherland's hand trying to steady the table. So you get all these like little inserts that just make this bigger fabric of like what the scene is.
Exactly. And then immediately, like you said, Laura's scream takes us into the future. It's like the drilling.
Yes.
In Venice. That's it. Like it's just like time is so fluid in this and everything just like it's all the past, present, and future are all happening at the same time. And it's so good.
Yeah. I mean, you see a movie like this and you realize how spoiled they were back then.
Yes.
Like, they were eating well. And we could use some of this now. We could use some of this fucking filmmaking now. God damn it.
I agree. But then the sex scene is the same way, right? It's like what is and what will be in 10 minutes.
Aftermath. It's him zipping up.
At the same time. And it's such a beautiful way of not only going with this theme of like present and future, but also setting up this kind of like amplifying the intimacy because we know that after this they're just going to get dressed and go to dinner. Like it's like it's quotidian almost, but it's also beautiful because of that. Like it's genius. I think intercutting with them getting dressed is genius.
Yeah. And his cutting never feels like too much. You never get the sense he's reaching for things. Like it all makes sense.
Yes.
And it just feels organic. Like honestly, I think of Nicolas Roeg in similar terms that I think of Terrence Malick, where Terrence Malick, I think, also kind of finds his films in the edit. I think he finds his films more in the edit than Nicolas Roeg does. I think Nicolas Roeg kind of goes in being like, this is the movie, and he just shoots that. But Terrence Malick also just kind of pulling things and trying things with editing and making things work and having these cyclical things and intercutting stuff. And like, there's just something to be said for a movie that kind of tries that and like it works so well. Like this, like you said, it's about second sight. It all makes sense.
Yeah.
And it just feels good. Right.
Yes.
And Nicolas Roeg's movies never, and I think this is what I had a hard time with when I first saw these. None of them hold your hand. None of them. Like they're like, nope, keep up with this, keep up with what's happening. Like we've jumped forward, we've jumped back.
Yeah.
You're not going to know what this means right now. You'll know what it means later.
Yeah.
You just have to be patient.
Exactly. Or even not at all. Like the window slats and I mean, I didn't realize it, but now watching it again, I did. Like it's like, and I love that.
Yeah.
I love a meaty movie. But also, sorry, I keep talking about the sex scene. But also like, can we just talk about the way that like the actual sex is shot and the fact that they're like just moving around and like biting each other and laughing and having fun and just like it's so well done.
Yeah.
They're being silly, they're being sexy. Like it's perfect.
Yes.
And even Julie Christie was like, when they were shooting that, she didn't have references. There were no references back then for her to look at of like a sex scene that wasn't porn, essentially.
Right,
like,
because it's still the early days of like...
Yeah, and so the fact that they...
Actually, I would argue that there's some sex scenes in Women in Love that are kind of similar to this kind of like clawing... Although in that movie, they're almost presented as like horror, whereas this is like a beautiful
intimate.
Moment.
Yeah. And you think about all the sex scenes ever since and how this one is like the original and best, I want to say. Like, it's like... I don't know. There's something really special about it.
Yes.
And the music helps too.
Pino Donaggio.
So this was his first film score.
He's great. He did a lot. I guess he's most known for his movies with Brian De Palma. He did Carrie, he did Blowout. But yeah, he was a great... I love seeing his name pop up in the beginning of movies. It's like, great, Pino Donaggio. Great.
Yeah, so he wasn't a composer, and I guess some of the producers were like kind of weary about hiring him, but Nicolas Roeg met him in Venice, like kind of by chance, and I guess they like hit it off, and he hired him.
That's great. No, I think you hear this story a lot about someone starting as in a different position. Like, I don't know for sure. I don't know a lot about Nicolas Roeg's story, but I don't know if he set out to like become a director or if like he just kind of worked his way up and was a DP for a while and then made his way over. But like, because he has all that work and he worked with people as diverse as like Schlesinger and Roger Corman and stuff, he comes onto the scene and he's already very well formed as an artist because he kind of sees what's possible. And like, I just feel like his movies have such a distinct trademark and such a distinct feel. Whereas like, I know actually that Christopher Nolan is a big fan of his, but see, to me, someone like Christopher Nolan is doing dress up. Like he's doing the play version of what Nicolas Roeg does, where it's like Dunkirk, right? If you watch Dunkirk, you can see the influence of like a Nicolas Roeg, where like, if you haven't seen Dunkirk, you know, there's 3 different timelines. There's like air, land, and sea, and he intercuts between the 3 of them, but each of them is on like a different timeline. So like the land is like a week, and then sea is like a day, and then air is like an hour or something like that.
And they all come together, right?
They all come together, and you can definitely sense in something like that the influence of like a Nicolas Roeg.
Yeah.
But there's no replacing what he did, and just the feel of like when someone like Roeg does it, it just feels so right. It's just that right. It's almost like it's an instinctual thing. It's organic. It's like his editing is so. I don't want to go on and on about the editing, but it really is like
the movie. Like you kind of have to, because it happens like in other scenes. It's like, you know, at the restaurant, like when Laura has gone to the bathroom with the 2 old ladies, and then John kind of looks out at the water, and it cuts to them driving off from their home.
Yeah.
And then it fades back into the blind sister, the psychic. So it's like he's seeing that, but she's seeing that also.
Yeah.
It's like brilliant. It's so good.
Yeah. And the transitions, you mentioned like the screaming into the drilling of the church, but then there's also like, there's a scene, it was almost my favorite sight when he's working and he has the stone head he's placing.
So good. And he's
then
looking at them.
It goes into another head of a statue where Julie Christie is. And so it's just this like, his movies are like, you don't even feel the like, now we're in the next scene. Now it's the next scene. It's just like they flow so effortlessly together through all of that stuff he's doing, and it just kind of feels like magic.
Absolutely. Strangely, like the scaffolding scene doesn't have a lot of that cutting to other moments and stuff. It's very in the moment.
Which I like, because it is this like very scary thing that's happening right now.
Right now, exactly. There is the moment right before, like as he's climbing up, I think the Heather, I think her name is the psychic. Her face flashes for 1 second.
Yeah.
So creepy.
What do you think about that scene where the 2 mediums, or the medium and the sister? Are they sisters?
They're sisters.
When they're just laughing?
I don't know. I was thinking about that too. And like this time around, I didn't quite remember when that happened. I was like, oh, they're playing her? But I was like, I don't remember that. Like I thought she was really psychic. And she is. Like she said Christine, like she said the daughter. And so then I was like, why the fuck are they laughing like that?
In a pretty like sinister way too.
As if they're playing Julie Christie.
Yeah.
But they're not.
They never charge her.
So then why?
And they don't gain anything from this.
No.
In fact, if they lose something because they're jailed, or one of the psychic is jailed because of
so funny
they're
because
accused.
of John. Yeah.
But
why are they laughing? I wrote that down too. I was like,
that reminded me of like David Lynch, like in
it is
Mulholland Drive.
It's so
Remember the
David
old
Lynch.
couple in Mulholland Drive? But just that one like 5-second scene or whatever, it throws the whole thing off, because I don't know how I feel about them.
Yeah.
Like what?
And it's so great that remained. Like, don't you think there was probably like a studio exec who was like, cut that out, that's confusing.
Yeah.
But it remained.
It remains. It was the era of the great auteur. Like you could, if a director believed strongly enough in keeping something in, then it stayed.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think that stuff like that, Nicolas Roeg is the kind of filmmaker where he poses more questions than answers.
Yeah.
I think that's what I love so much about him.
Yeah.
Like this movie does have a little, you get resolution at the end as to like what the bigger mystery is. But there's still a lot of stuff mystery. That you don't quite know.
Why are they laughing? And also, when it's kind of the last scene and Laura's back and she's chasing after John now, and she screams, "Wait."
Yeah.
Cuts immediately to the bishop in his bed waking up.
Yes.
Random.
Yeah.
Or seemingly random.
So I think he's kind of tied into all this too.
It's weird, for sure, but we never really learn what his deal is. He does mention that his dad died from a fall.
That's right.
But yeah, it cuts to the bishop, and then he looks, I think, to a picture of a saint. I don't quite remember, by the candle. And then it cuts to him one more time, I think, as John is dying.
Yes.
And it's just so random.
I think right before
so
John gets his
good.
neck slashed, the bishop wakes up.
Yeah.
This led me to, because I was remembering the scene where Julie Christie kisses his ring, and then later heard Donald Sutherland have a conversation
and
about
he's like, why on earth did you do that?
Yeah. But like, okay, I've complained before about modern movies being like one tone the whole movie. If you made this movie now, it would be so fucking dour and serious the whole fucking time. But I'm thinking about this movie in my head, and there's humor in it, and there's like the love scene with this like kind of beautiful Pinto Donaggio music. And I feel like if you made this now, it would be this like A24 kind of just like bleak. The whole thing's fucking bleak.
Super desaturated.
And I'm just so over that. And because like this is a bleak story. Like it's
really bleak.
It's really bleak, but it's to the movie's credit that the whole time you're not like, God, this is so heavy.
Right. And even like when Laura first meets the sisters, and it is creepy, but she is genuinely happy. Like, she's not freaked out. Even in the hospital, she's like, I'm fine. In fact, I'm great. Like, I know that my daughter's spirit is like happy. Like, I'm great. And I feel like even that, like, we wouldn't get that today.
Yeah.
Like, it would be like, ooh, like she's depressed. And, you know, like.
She'd be like the crazy woman. She would start to be crazy.
Exactly. Even in this, she's like, I don't need pills. I'm fine. Like, let's just go. Yeah. And they go to the hotel and they have sex. Like, it's like, but they have normal conversation. Like, they're like, oh, what are you wearing to dinner? Or what does he say? Or he complains about his love handles. Like,
they order food.
Yeah. Oh, the maids. These maids are so fucking weird, by the way.
Oh.
First of all, one maid walks in while he's naked, which is funny.
It's funny how he's embarrassed at first. And then he's like, fuck it.
Yeah. Again, funny.
Yeah.
That's the first maid. And then the second time a maid appears, I don't even know if it's the same maid, but remember he comes in while she's cleaning and then she had just used the bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
And she walks out. It's like this super awkward interaction. It's great.
Yeah. I even love going back to the sisters. We talked about the laughing scene. What about the scene where she's like channeling Julie Christie's not Julie Christie. Julie Christie's in her room and she's like touching her boobs and like moaning almost.
And she's like, John. Yeah. And it's like the sex scene.
Yeah, I know. But it's just great that we get that. And it is kind of ridiculous. And yeah.
It's so good. But again, like all of this, like the future, the past, and this reoccurrence and recollection, it is amplified by these like themes and motifs that just keep coming back. Mm-hmm. Like just as simple as like water deaths, like their daughter drowned and then they're in Venice. And then there's the dead body in the canal, a few dead bodies, and then that baby that he pulls out from the river.
Yes.
Like, it seems so simple and it seems so like, oh, yeah, but like that's obvious. But like, it still works here. Or like Falling, for example. Mm-hmm. Like, how many people fall in this movie? Mm-hmm. Julie Christie falls dramatically.
Yeah, they both
over
fall.
That table in slow motion. He falls from the scaffold, and the way the scaffold kind of comes down, I think, is also in slow motion.
Yeah, I think so.
The bishop says his dad died from falling.
Yeah.
Like, it's like these things keep coming up. The son apparently fell, like, at school. Like, that's how his accident, like, he got a bump in the head. I don't know.
Yeah.
Online, I said that he fell, and I was like, did they say
that bump is pretty nasty. It looks like a boil.
Yeah.
And I think Julie Christie's like, oh, yeah, it's just a small bump. Like, it's already going away.
Well,
like,
considering,
like
like one of their kids died,
no,
I think
know.
she's... But then when she meets the two sisters, the one that's not blind says, like, you do remind me of my daughter.
Yes.
Which is like, ooh. And then when she goes to their room, it turns out one of her kids died too. She's like, I had two more, because she looks at a picture. And then she's like, it's so hard when one of them dies, but I had two more, and I think you will too. Like, it's like little things like that. Even though it seems so obvious, it's not corny in this. Like, It doesn't feel so obvious. There's a little boy in the hospital with a red ball that looks a lot like Christine's ball. It might even be the same one.
Yeah.
Which works. It's like so haunting. Yeah. And then when the body is being pulled out of the water, do you remember it cuts to like a close-up shot of like red, but they're hats. They're little kids wearing red hats.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
The shattered glass that keeps popping up, like the bike outside by the pond, and then in the scaffolding, like that glass breaks.
Yes.
In the restaurant, all that glass falls.
Yeah.
It's
he
like
cuts
this
his
repetition
hand on glass when in the slide in the beginning, and that's the blood that trickles in.
Wait, is that blood or is that water on the image making it bleed?
I thought it was because it follows a shot where like he throws a glass or he catches a glass. I thought he cut his hand.
Oh, I thought it was just the slide, like the image bleeding because it got wet because the water got knocked down.
You think it would be red?
Well, because the coat is red.
Oh.
That's what I thought.
Oh, I think he cut his hand.
Maybe.
I'm
not sure.
Interesting. Yeah. The textural stuff of this movie, too, is something that people forget about now. It's all this stuff. It's like the imagery, but the tactile nature and the way that you can so feel like you're in this place and you know what it smells like.
Yes. Especially like when they get lost that day and there's like, he's there and he's like, I've been here before. Like,
yes.
And his hand is like kind of moving.
Yes.
And then, of course, he sees the red coat. Oh, and there's rats.
I know.
It's so good.
I know. Yeah, the way that it transforms Venice into this like gothic water city.
I love it.
It's like...
Here's my one qualm with the movie.
Let's hear it.
Does he speak Italian or not?
All he says, qui.
But he's giving orders to people in the church and like talking to them. And then like he goes to the sister's hotel and he's like, is there anyone who speaks English?
Right.
Like, don't you speak Italian? Aren't you working in
keeps
Italy?
Saying the same words. I think to the builders, he's just kind of saying the same things, like more or less. I don't know what "qui" means, but he just says the same things. He's like "qui." So I feel like he knows a few words. He knows enough to order food.
Maybe.
But then I feel like too when he's talking to the sisters, like he's panicking, and so maybe he's kind of forgetting.
Yeah, but he kept, and then when gets caught as like a peeping Tom, but I guess maybe in that he's just pretending because he's like English, and I'm like, what? That's my one qualm.
Yeah, well, if that's your one qualm, I'd say it's pretty good. I mean, otherwise pretty good. I think this paper's getting an A from you, huh?
Yeah.
Sight and sound?
Yeah.
Wait, you know what? Before we do that, we should talk about the ending.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. So the look on Julie Christie's face. Nicolas Roeg has encouraged people to think that, like, or I guess someone suggested to him, and he's like, yeah, that's good, that she's pregnant. And so she is kind of like, she's going to be okay. That's the look on her face. Oh. And also knowing that, you know, John and Christine's spirits are together. I don't know.
Yeah, so there's nothing in the film to suggest a pregnancy. It's just a look on her face.
And the love scene.
Oh, well, I mean. Oh, interesting. Could be.
Yeah. The look on her face is, the funeral's kind of funny because it's like these two women that she doesn't even know.
Yeah, and they're like flanking her on the boat. Yeah. Yeah, but they're her only friends in Venice right now.
Why didn't anyone come to the funeral?
Yeah, you know what? Good point.
Her son is there, though.
Wouldn't all their friends come in and family?
Her son is there.
Yeah, that's a good point. What I love so much about the ending, it is shocking. What I love so much about it is how senseless it is.
Like I said, like it's like, you mean the killing? The killing. Yeah, how it's just completely random.
Yeah.
And like,
and it's like life is
unrelated.
Senseless. Yeah. Yeah. Like the daughter died for nothing. He died for nothing. In a movie that's kind of built around this like second sight and these glimpses into the future and stuff and this mystery he's kind of trying to unravel. And then it's just some crazy fuck with a razor blade.
Yeah.
That kills him.
Cleaver, not a razor blade. Isn't it like a meat cleaver?
Is it a meat cleaver? I thought it was like a straight razor.
No,
like
I
for
think
shaving.
It's a meat cleaver.
Oh, shit. And even that great shot of like his feet twitching while the blood pours down the doorway. But also, come on, he should have run. When she pulls out the knife and he just stands there. I'm
like how much taller than her? He could have easily avoided that. Well, is she on step? Because how is she at face level
to get his
with
neck?
him?
I'm not sure.
Oh my God, yeah. She must be higher than him on stairs, but I don't remember. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
And it's so creepy and so random. Like,
It's
I
so
love
random.
it.
That's the beauty of it, is it's this like punctuating moment of the film that means nothing.
Yeah.
They've set it up.
They've said that there's a serial killer. But again, you never think that figure in red, who we assume is Christine the whole movie, is not.
Yeah.
It's just a random serial killer.
Yeah.
Which there's something beautiful about that.
Yes.
I love that.
No, it's one of those great sort of horror movie moments, big reveals, or, you know.
But I love randomness, and I think that's like, that's great.
Sight and sound?
Yeah.
What's your favorite sight?
You know, this was really hard because there are so many great images and just like, but there wasn't one, like when I think about the film, it's got to be like John pulling Christine out of the water. That's mine. Is that yours too?
It is.
Yeah, because it's like, how do you beat that?
It's
like,
so
that's
powerful.
So powerful.
And it's like the first couple minutes of the movie.
I know. And they actually shot that in December, and then they did a Christmas break and then went to Venice. So like that was the first thing that they captured, was all the England stuff and that scene essentially.
Wow.
And then like even from like on the break, like he showed some people and they were like, oh, this is amazing. Like,
yeah, it's a great moment. I mean, it's one of the
incredible.
Most powerful moments in horror cinema or cinema otherwise.
Because it's so real. Like the fact that this is a horror movie about losing your child is like so powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think this is one of those, and I think this border has been broken down mostly, but this is one of the horror movies you show to people who don't like horror movies.
Yeah, I don't like horror movies.
I mean, I think you do, but...
No, I really don't, Greg. I really don't. I mean, I don't seek them out.
But all that we've done for this show, I feel like you
have been very classy ones. Like,
yeah, but
good ones.
A lot of them are classy. There's all different types.
I've seen all the classy ones.
You've seen all the classy ones.
What's your favorite sound?
What's your favorite sound?
Are you scared it's the same one?
What's yours?
Mine is actually the restaurant scene.
Oh, okay.
After Julie Christie crashes down, there's the sound of dripping water / olive oil / vinegar that's dripping on the floor, and it's so quiet, and that's the only thing you can hear, and it's so crisp, and I love it. And here it is.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
And the way too, like he uses sound so specifically.
Oh my God, yeah.
And so if you hear something, it's often like isolated or it's like brought to the forefront.
When the scaffolding is about to break, there's a lot of creaking. Yeah. And there's no music in that scene either, which is so good. I think that's the way to go.
I think so.
Yeah.
What's my favorite sound? I didn't write one.
What about the meat cleaver hitting his neck?
Why? What does it sound like?
I don't know. I think, you know what I think yours is?
What?
The sounds of Donald Sutherland on the scaffold.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go with it because I didn't have one. I'm going to say yes because it was when I first saw this, it turned me off. I was like, what the fuck? Because so much of the movie is so like real. And then him going like, oh, I was like, what the hell? Yeah, I'm gonna play it. Just him yelling as he's swinging from this rope.
Oh.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, it's good though.
I think this is the first time I let you pick mine. But I genuinely, there was nothing in this movie that I was really like, that is my one sound.
There's so many footsteps and stuff.
I almost picked footsteps, but it's like so much of the movie is them running around these, streets of Venice.
Yeah.
Pauline?
Yes.
Okay, so Pauline Kael said, Nicolas Roeg employs fast, almost subliminal imagery in the new English film Don't Look Now, and his entire splintering style affects one subliminally. The unnerving cold ominousness that he imparts to the environment says that things are not what they seem, and one may come out of the theater still seeing shot cuts and feeling slightly disassociated. The environment may briefly be fractured. For me, 10 minutes or so passed before it assembled itself and lost that trace of hostile objectivity. I don't recall having had this sort of residue of visual displacement from a movie before, but it's reasonable if one has been looking at a splintered universe for almost 2 hours. And one looks at this picture with intense concentration, because here, life is treated as a puzzle, and the clues are in visual cross-references that go by in split seconds. Afterward, the environment one moves into holds the danger of discontinuity, as if at any moment something frightening may be intercut. Roeg has an elegant, edgy style that speaks to us of the broken universe and our broken connections, of modern man's inability to order his experience and to find meaning and coherence in it. The style speaks of the lesions in our view of the world. Everything on the screen is vaguely incongruous and unnatural. A child outdoors on his bicycle runs over a pane of glass. Wherever one turns, there are cracks and spreading stains, but Roeg's modernist style is too good for the use he puts it to. The atmosphere has too much class for the gothic paraphernalia. The warnings unheeded, the city plagued by a mass murderer, the worrying bishop with uncanny intuitions, and the ambiguous, dumpy, sub-Hitchcock sisters. One... Dumpy. One blind and claiming to be psychic, the other a chesty Helen Hawkinson woman who laugh together as if they were swindlers. We've seen all that before, with less style, it's true, but also with more vitality where it wasn't so convoluted and veneered with art. In a less refined picture, one wouldn't be so critical of the way Roeg pulls out all the stops in the sisters' creaking, stagey scenes. When you join the modernist sense of disorder to this canned Gothic mystery, you may satisfy only those who can accept the titillating otherworldly, but you can intrigue the more demanding too. All that the movie really says to one is that Nicolas Roeg has a modern sensibility without having a modern mind, or, to put it another way, he has the style without the consciousness. And so the lesions are a form of high fashion chic. It's a great commercial advantage to him to not have fuller consciousness. Roeg doesn't examine the jaggedness, or ask the why of it, or try to find order within it. He uses this shattered vision to bring a Gothic story up to date. Put them together and you have the new international celebrity look, the boy or girl looking like Bianca Jagger and talking about psychic phenomena, unisex and ghosts in one smart, high-style package. And there they are on the screen, the modern couple, Julie Christie and Donald Sutherland, with matching curly hairdos. We also, she mentions in this review, too, that Nicolas Roeg did second unit work on Lawrence of Arabia, too.
Yes, I forgot to mention that.
So then she finishes by saying, she's talking about Julie Christie being the perfect actress for Roeg, and she says, she gives the picture a soul, but a soul in a body that's trembling on the verge of breakdown. Roeg is a chillingly chic director. Don't Look Now is shallow in a way that I think people are looking for right now. I can practically hear someone asking, what's the matter with shallow? This could be Warhol's legacy. Don't Look Now is going to be a great success because it represents the new high-fashion Gothic sensibility, what the movie audience is just getting into. But it's like an entertainment for bomb victims. Nobody expects any real pleasure from it.
What? I'm very confused. Like, I'm so confused. Did she like it? Is she saying that it's too fashionable? Like, it's too, like...
She thinks the style is amazing, and she was into the movie and walked out and the movie stayed with her, which for me is a huge compliment, but that she doesn't think the material...
was original enough?
Yeah, and she thinks that Roeg doesn't really have anything on his mind.
Okay.
Which, like, I don't... This isn't like a super deep movie.
It's not, but it's an exercise in, like... It's film grammar.
Well, yeah, and it's a genre
I think
movie.
Is like really impressive.
Yeah, and a genre movie.
So ominous, like the environment. the environment it creates is like incredible and ominous. And hey, I don't like horror movies. I like these types of horror movies.
Yeah.
So I don't know, Pauline.
Sometimes her words are so beautiful, though. Like
they're so like
her describing the editing and
but I can't understand if she liked it or not.
Sometimes that's the case,
which is crazy because she's a critic. Like, I want it to be really well written, but at the end of the day, I want to have some sense of did you like it or did you not?
I think it's complicated with her a lot of the time,
which I admire.
And clearly, there's a lot that she admired about the movie, but I think it doesn't think it came together completely. Also, it's very morose. I don't know.
Yeah.
She felt dead inside watching it. I guess.
That's the point.
Yeah. What would she think of today's, like, art house horror movies?
She would just quit.
Yeah. Letterboxd?
Yeah.
I have one for half a star that says, when did the movie start? Seriously, this was barely a horror movie. Felt more like a Hallmark film where a goblin showed up in the last 10 minutes to kill the husband. I sat through a 4-minute sex scene for this crap. Send help. Oh, like poor you sat through a 4-minute sex scene. It's the sexless generation, Jackie. I'm telling you.
And a sex scene between Donald Sutherland and Julie Christie.
Yeah. Do they know how lucky they are?
Yeah. Okay. 2.5 stars. A classic that has aged badly and is hardly exciting from today's perspective. The very slow narrative feels like a never-ending boredom. In general, there's nothing much happen, and most of the time it is completely unclear what it is all about. But the ending definitely has something interesting and surprising about it. But it still doesn't turn the average movie into a masterpiece.
I had told that one too. Great way to say absolutely nothing. Half a star. My mom and I have watched some dumb movies together, and this is by far the worst. We loved your fits, Julie Christie. This movie was not worthy of you or your fits.
Wow. Can't say I agree. 4 stars. Is the city of Venice trying to have sex with me?
Oh, I saw that one. Half a star. Perfect representation of a movie where literally nothing happens and then they die. Sorry, this movie is absolute ass.
Why are we reading all that?
Because it's funny.
4.5 stars. I just thought this was kind of annoying. Quite a brave decision to put elevator music over an intense sex scene. Elevate?
See, that's the problem. That guaranteed this person was very young.
But they gave it 4.5 stars.
Well, that's
and then they wrote really nice things. Expertly crafted masterpiece is a journey like no other, a stupefying slow burn thriller that'll leave you breathless and craving answers for questions that seem impossible to answer. I don't know.
I guess the thing is we can't all have great taste in music.
But elevator music is crazy. The music in that scene is beautiful.
Yeah. Sorry, it's not Bad Bunny. Sorry. 3.5 stars. Creepiness of the final act is evened out by how warm and comforting Donald Sutherland's reappearing coat and scarf combo was.
I love it.
Also, he totally looks like Tom Baker. He looks like Tom Baker's doctor in this. Doctor Who?
Yes. People are saying that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's all I've got.
That's all I've got. So Warren Beatty and Julie Christie were dating. When did Thing come out?
McCabe and Mrs. Miller?
Mrs. Miller.
I want to say it was also like 1972 or 73. It was right around the same time. Is that where they
met? Like, is that how they met?
I actually don't know. It could be.
71 it came out.
Oh, it came out in 71.
So maybe?
Yeah, it could be.
Love that movie. Love them in that movie. I didn't know they dated. That's really awesome.
Yeah, they did. That's a power couple.
That's a power couple right there. I really want to see the Far From the Madding Crowd that she's in.
Yeah, the Schlesinger movie. I haven't seen it either.
I've seen the Thomas Vinterberg one.
Oh, yes.
With
I haven't
Mulligan.
seen that either.
It's really good.
Apparently, the Schlesinger Far From the Madding Crowd was kind of a failure. And I think even Schlesinger was like, ooh, I didn't quite have a feel for that, which is why he did Midnight Cowboy next. It was like an attempt to like I shouldn't be making this. I should be making this.
Period movie. Yeah.
But I want to see it.
I want to see it too. It looks beautiful. And I love her.
Yeah, she's so good.
Ugh.
Well, next week we're pulling another movie from the 250. Bringing it forward. Guess what, Jackie? So this week and last week, Italy. Okay. Last week's movie was in Rome. This is in Venice. Now the connector with the next film is Daphne du Maurier, because the next film is The Birds, which is also based on du Maurier.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So we're doing The Birds next week, the Hitchcock film. Jackie picked this one. If you're a longtime listener, you know she hates birds.
And I've never seen this movie because I hate birds so much. Like, I'm very scared of birds. But, you know, it's like the last major Hitchcock that I haven't seen. And I feel like I should. I feel bad that I haven't seen it. So that's why I want to watch it. I will be very scared. Hate birds. I couldn't even watch the what was The Boy and the Heron? Hard for me to watch.
Oh, was it? Oh, boy. We'll wait for this.
That was hard for me to watch.
Oh, well, you picked it.
Oh, my God.
You still want to do this?
Well, I have to see it eventually.
It's up to you.
I want to watch it during Halloween time because I like watching scary stuff.
Yeah.
So I think now's the right time.
Okay. Well, we're doing Hitchcock's The Birds next week, so come back for that. Until then, I'm Greg.
I'm Jackie.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Seen and Heard is an official podcast of the Arroyo Film Club. We'd love to hear from you. If you want to drop us a line, you can find us on email at hello@seenandheardpod.com or on Instagram @seenandheardpod.